Hello folks, so as you may know, Matthew Brown did a post on X not long ago, and somebody has sort of broke it down in like a slideshow. So I thought I'd do a video on it. I've not actually read this yet, so I'm reading it for the first time with you lot. So let's go through it. So let's get it up on the screen here. Right, so Matthew Brown's cryptic messages to Elon Musk, Enochian Magick, Babalon Magick, the veil thinning, Etherea's overview on Esotericism and Occult. Dark art, magic, and thinning of the veil between dimensions. Matt Brown posted this and I had to respond, hidden occult meaning inside. Okay, let's get into it. Number 1, event, Matthew Brown's post. Matthew Brown, a former Pentagon insider and whistleblower, connected to Immaculate Constellation, made a cryptic post on X to Musk. The post included a screenshot from Fr. Eltheria's esoteric video on the Sigillum Dei Aemeth. Brown used the alias son of Aborymon, referencing the occult grimoire about contacting the holy guardian angel. There's going to be some words here that was going to like wind me up. I'm going to struggle to say them. Just bear with me, guys. Number 2, esoteric elements in the post. Sirius referenced in a wordplay, Sirius energy, related to Mars and star-based communication. Cites the Dogon tribe, Egyptian lore, and Robert Anton Wilson's Sirius contacts. Amentum Corp. Brown hints at this real-world contractor possibly having access to alien tech, interpreted as referencing Amente, the Egyptian afterlife, linking to dimensional gateways. Sigillum Dei Aemeth at Aborymon, deep cut references to Enochian Magick as systemized by John Dee and Edward Kelly. Interesting. 3. Jack Parsons and the Mojave portal. Brown alludes to Jack Parsons' 1947 Babalon Working ritual in the Mojave desert. It included Enochian invocations and was performed phenomena. 1947 also aligns with the Roswell incident and emergence of Area 51, possibly marking a nexus of occult plus aerospace phenomena. Interesting. I wonder if the Area 51 stuff, then we think it's all crafts and military stuff like that, but it's actually some like dark arts that's going on under there. 4. Enochian Magick and Aborymon. Aborymon is an angelic force associated with controlled chaos and end times purification. Fr. Etherea's, I'm sorry for murdering that word, and Aaron Leach independently reconstructed its name through encrypted signal analysis. Symbolically, Brown choosing Aborymon suggests apocalyptic transformation and destruction of the Black Iron Prison, a Philip K. Dick concept. It's not a good idea when you've got dry mouth to read. Let's wet those lips. Number 5, spiritual contact versus tech retrieval. Brown downplays AI and rocket tech as outdated, emphasizes telepathic contact with light body UAPs, refers to non-structured light energy craft, suggesting these UAPs are spiritual or extra-dimensional beings, not nuts and bolts and ships. Quite similar to what Jake Barber's currently saying at the minute, that they can summon these things. Again, that worries me, the word summoning. 6. Modern echoes and continuity. References to David Grush, Dr. Gray, Jack Valet, and Daniel Renksin reinforce the idea that UAPs are tied to altered states and remote viewing, resemble angels and fairies depending on culture, may reflect human consciousness evolution, not alien biology. Interesting. 7. Final message, rediscover the divine. Brown reportedly concludes there is a God. That's what matters, not whether these beings exist, but that God exists. The spiritual takeaway. Contact phenomena and esoteric systems are intermediaries pointing back to the one source, a call for collective remembrance and realignment. The veil has always been thin. What we call aliens, angels, or entities are echoes of a deeper reality, one that has guided and warned humanity for millennia. But in the pursuit of power and knowledge, we've distorted the message. Now the gate is reopening, not for domination, but for awakening. The final contact is not technological, it's spiritual. You know, so many people over the years have messaged me and said, you know, this is these angels and demons, you know, this is spiritual, and I've just brushed it off. It's only recently that I've really got into the spiritual side of things and religion, trying. I'm not religious, but I believe in God. I never used to. I just don't tie it to any religious book, but 100% there's a connection here it's a spiritual connection to this topic. Occult involvement. 1. Thelema and Aleister Crowley. Now I know about Aleister Crowley. Jack Parsons, 1914 to 1952, was a pioneering American rocket engineer and chemist, and also a highly influential figure in occult circles. His life bridged two seemingly incompatible worlds: cutting-edge science and esoteric mysticism. Babalon Working, 1946, one of the most controversial magical workings in modern esoteric history, performed with L. Ron Hubbard, yes, the future founder of Scientology. Interesting. Objective: to incarnate the Thelemic goddess Babalon into a physical form, a moonchild or divine feminine force to reshape human consciousness. Method: rituals involved Enochian invocations, astral channeling, and sexual magic. I wonder if this is to do with the dark shit that they do as well. You know, I keep saying to people they're doing dark stuff. You know, people are going missing, and we know about people that are currently in the dock and have been unalived because of things that have to do with sexual stuff. Don't want to really go into that in this video. Outcome: Parsons believed they succeeded invoking an elemental force, later identifying his partner, Marjorie Cameron, as the manifestation of Babalon. 3. Mystical beliefs. Parsons saw science and magic as complementary, both attempts to uncover hidden truths. Esoteric symbolism in his work, pentagrams, planetary seals, and Enochian keys often adorned his lab notes and magical records. He wrote, "Freedom is a two-edged sword, blending libertarian ideals with Thelemic prophecy, advocating for the society liberated from authoritarian constraints, both earthly and spiritual." Modern influence. Seen as a bridge between science and esoterica, Parsons inspired a new architect, the Magnus engineer. Revered in occult circles as Thelemic martyr and increasingly recognized in scientific history for his radical contributions to spaceflight. Death and conspiracy. Died in a mysterious explosion in his home laboratory in 1952. Theories range from accidents to suicide to assassination, fueled by his occult connections and knowledge of classified tech. Some esoteric traditions see his death as a symbolic alchemical dissolution. Jesus, man, these words. The Babalon invocation ritual, a modern framework. This is a reimagined version of Parsons' work, integrating Thelemic, is it Thelemic, is that am I saying that right? Structure, Enochian tonework, and stellar gateway alignment. Symbol and planetary analysis, Jack Parsons, Sigillcraft. Parsons used a mix of Thelemic planetary alignments, Enochian scripts, and Crowley-style geomantic logic. We've got some sacred numbers here now, folks. 156, Babalon, 5 plus 6 equals 11. I'm glad they told us that. The number of magic and union, 93. Thelema and Agape, will and love. See, this means absolutely nothing to me because I'm not deep on this side of things. This is where I'm behind on this. Spiritual side of things, you know, I thought, well, 26 years researching UFOs and stuff like that, and then this comes out and you think, well, maybe I'm so far behind here. But I'm one of those people, I'm open-minded, and I'm willing to get stuck in and catch up very quickly. Planetary alignment and rituals at play. Planet, symbol, energy, and the use in ritual. Okay, so Venus. And then you've got the symbol here. The energy, desire, union, feminine, divine. And the use in ritual, invoke for Babalon. You've got Mars, you have the symbol, and the energy is will, fire, the beast, counterpart in brackets. The use in ritual, use as polarity anchor. The moon, a moon shape. Intuition gateways, that's the energy, and the use in ritual, align timing with waxing moon. Saturn, structure, banishing. Use in ritual, used in closing rites. I hope people that are listening or paying attention here to this can help me out in the comments or send me in some directions to this. This is making no sense to me. Parsons key symbols. The unicursal hexagram, a continuous path hexagram, represents macro-micro union. Parsons often placed this over sigils. Babalon seals, a chalice crowned with a flame, often inscribed with sangreal, holy blood. Enochian tablets, used to summon elementary spirits. Modern equivalents could include tones mapped to loghaeth glyphs. Right, Area 51 now. Let's see what they say about Area 51. While Area 51, Groom Lake, Nevada, wasn't founded until 1955, 3 years after Parsons' death, mysticism meets military. Parsons believed interdimensional contact was possible through rituals. Some researchers, example Richard Dolan, Nick Redfern, suggest that Parsons' experiments opened what they call gateways, possibly into anonymous phenomena reported around Area 51 decades later. Okay, so Area 51 could be a lot darker than we think, a lot darker than what we think, people. Parsons wrote that the Babalon Working ripped a hole in the veil, and some occult historians have drawn connections between this and later UFO flat phenomena in desert regions. Parallels between Parsons' magic and Area 51 lore. Jack Parsons, rituals to summon cosmic intelligence, Babalon Moonchild. Rocketry as a sacred act, Mojave rituals under star alignments, friends with L. Ron Hubbard, sci-fi plus magic. And the Area 51 lore, rumors of alien contact with reverse engineering, black ops propulsion systems with non-Newtonian tech, Groom Lake chosen for isolation, visibility of aerial phenomena, connections between science fiction and government disinformation campaigns. So, okay, just looking at that there, those descriptions, like the Jack Parsons, Area 51 lore. So the psyop could be, oh, we're thinking it's aliens and this is reverse engineering, when it could be a hell of a lot darker, and I've always said it's a dark thing, this. If it's more that on the left, the rituals to summon cosmic intelligence, stuff like that, it's bad, people, innit? This is going to be bad. They're going to have done some horrible things here because they think they're powerful and they can get away with it because they're dealing with these beings. They think no one can touch us. We can do what we want. Look at the people that we're basically working for. This could get really bad, people. Babalon link, the actual breakthrough. Parsons' Babalon Working coincided with the surge in UFO sightings in the late 1940s, e.g. Roswell 1947. These workings may have thin dimensional boundaries, enabling non-human intelligences to interact more directly with military projects. The rise of Area 51 in the 1950s may reflect a need to contain, study and control what had been contacted. Wow, that's pretty much what I said at the beginning of the video, wasn't it? When I said there could be something down there, and that's what they're covering basically. The rise of Area 51 in the 1950s may reflect a need to contain, study and control what had been contacted. So they may have opened something up totally like, just take that off a sec. They may have opened something up, something demonic and proper messed up, and they thought, we need to contain this, we can't let that out there. They found out some serious stuff, potentially that this will answer everything, life after death, are we alone, and everything like that. This would answer life after death as well, I'm guessing, won't it? We get the answer to this, we get the answer to whether there is something beyond when we die and stuff like that. And I think I'm more to the belief now that there is something beyond when we die, when I used to just think we were worm food, if I'm being honest. I have changed my opinions on that now. It's interesting. What have they done? What have they done? Let's carry on. Parsons never worked at Area 51, but the culture, technology, and occult legacy he helped birth directly fed into its creation. His experiments in the Mojave Desert mixed science, sex magic, and star portals in ways that early foreshadow the Area 51 mythos. Secrecy, advanced craft, and contact with the unknown. You see, these advanced crafts could have been what was given to us by these demonic or angelic beings, whatever they want to call them. Let's go. Right. So here we have Sirius, Area 51, Log 8th, Mojave Desert Ritual Site, Jack Parsons. I have actually got a book coming that's a ritual book, which I'm going to try and Enochian Magick. I'm going to actually try it. I'm going to do my videos as I'm doing it. So stay tuned for that. Should be interesting. I might open something and really fuck shit up. Stage 1, the stellar source Sirius. At the very top we see the bright star Sirius, radiant and central to the cosmological alignment. It represents a transmitter of higher intelligence, the origin point of cosmic data, gnosis, and archetypal energy. A gateway star, used across ancient historic systems, Egyptians, Thelemic, Dogon, etc. Lines of light descend from Sirius, symbolizing the transition of star codes or intelligence. Stage 2, Jack Parsons, the human conduit. Parsons is placed centrally in below, embodying the alchemist engineer who merges science and mysticism, a human transmitter who receives and activates a Sirius signal. His posture and tools suggest ritual precision, intention, and contact. He doesn't worship Sirius, he aligns with it to open something on Earth. Stage 3, ritual field, the Mojave Desert. Beneath Parsons is the ritual zone marked with the signals, the Babalon Working field, encoded with symbols of planetary, Enochian, and sexual magic. That sexual magic keeps going up, people, doesn't it? And we know I keep going. I need to have a really good deep dive on why I am so adamant that there are some sick things going on with some of the little ones that are going missing on this planet, and we need to get to the bottom of it. And we need to basically get that out there. Always gets taken down wherever you put it. Where were we there? Convergent signal wheel, where energy from Sirius is grounded into Earth's grid. Geometric precision shows dimensional architecture being manipulated. This is where space-time rupture occurs. Stage 4, Sigillum systems, Loghath and cosmic keys. On both sides are intricate sigil wheels. Left, the Loghath wheel, used to stabilize or decode higher transmissions. Right, a seal of containment, likely referencing the technology developed at Area 51. These wheels modulate the Sirius energy like psychic circuitry. Do you know, Area 51 here is looking very dark, people. I don't know what you think here. There's any truth to this? We're in shit. Stage 5, Area 51, the shadow receiver. To the right of Sirius is the symbol for Area 51, a containment node, symbol of black site technology, secrecy, and attempts to reverse engineer the effects of what Parsons awakened. And we know that he had his own laboratory, JPL laboratory. It's called Jet Propulsion Laboratory, but it's really Jack Parsons. Position downstream ritual signal. It reflects what humanity did with the energy, not always wisely. 1. Reunify science and spirit. The wound began when humanity divided the sacred from the scientific. Parsons' attempt to merge rocket science and ritual was a call to bring consciousness into technology. Use ritual, myth, and symbols to guide invention, reclaim wisdom over knowledge. Now, Ross Coulthard did mention a while back, didn't he, that he's thinking that we're using consciousness to operate these crafts and things like that. Could be leading to what we're finding out here. Technology without a soul is a weapon. Soul without technology is a dream. Reunite them. To restore the feminine current, Parsons' Babalon Working tried to invoke the divine feminine force, not just as archetype, but as a planetary correction to heal. Re-embody reverence for Earth, body, emotion, and mystery. Honor the sacred feminine with all genders. Balance masculine with receptive wisdom. I wonder if this is why we're getting all these trans and stuff like that, and that's getting pushed out there. Do we need to sort of wake ourselves up to the fact that we're not just male and female, and that there's other types of things out there? just an idea, guys. Because let's face it, that you can be anything at the minute. I could be a penguin if I wanted to be. Could this be what this is about? The transgender things and stuff like that. Could that be being pushed out here to get us used to what's about to come round the corner? I don't know. Just throwing it out there. Babylon is not chaos. She is the forgotten voice of natural order. I added a word then. Why? Closed the false gateways. The rupture opened unchecked access points in technology, in media, in psych that allows disinformation, distraction, and disconnection to flow freely. Healing requires ethical boundaries around AI, frequency, and psychic intrusion. Protect in bold. Clearing trauma-based gateways, personal and collective, creating new rituals and protection and coherence. Not every opening is liberation, some are fractures. Remember the star lineage. Humanity's consciousness did not originate solely on Earth. Sirius and stars like it are part of our mystic ancestry to heal, reconnect with the stars through ritual, silence, and intention. Use sound, geometry, and symbols to tune ourselves back. Create art and spaces that invite stellar alignment, not isolation. You are not a fallen species. You're an amnesiac one. 5. Act locally, connect cosmically. These words, man, I do apologise, man. I can read, by the way, you won't think it. The healing is not achieved by escape, but by becoming anchored. Build communities that mix ancient knowledge with future tools. Use gardens, circles, and art as temples of remembrance. Channel stellar knowledge into Earth service, not supremacy. Heaven is not above, it is what you make sacred here. Let's go down. So we have 18 slides, and we're on number 11 now, so we've not got much to go through here. And I will put a link in the description, or if you want to know anything about this, just drop me a comment and I'll send it to you. No problem. I'll email it over. My emails, if it's not my profile, just message me, I'll email you. Message to humanity. Humanity must become a vessel again, not for domination, not for escape, but for remembering. The star is still shining, the gate is still open, the past not ring. Involution, matter, evolution. Involution in, evolution out. Energy, light. You must enter it with your whole self or not at all. Putting things into perspective, the ritual puncture, Jack Parsons, through his fusion of magical will, scientific breakthrough, and archetypal invocation, enacted a working that was not merely symbolic. It aimed to pierce the membrane between dimensions, between human and non-human intelligence, between physical and metaphysical realms, between linear time and multidimensional reality. Did we rupture space-time? Well, it seems like they might have fucked up. Yeah, this is what I'm not happy about. Yeah, 100%. Not by accident, but by ritual and intent. Yeah, so they tried to do something, basically, didn't they? And they did it, and they probably regret it. But what wasn't fully understood was the fragility of what was being torn, the responsibility of opening a door with no integration plan, the echo of such an act on the planetary psyche. Parsons' Babalon Working associated transmissions created what can be symbolically and potentially physically viewed as temporal and dimensional breach, not a wormhole but a psychic rip, influencing the UFO UAP surge, the rise of transhumanism, the acceleration of time and dislocation of meaning. That's interesting. The message: we ruptured the veil too early without spiritual maturity. We reached into Sirius without having stabilized within ourselves. We made contact but not communion. We built tech but not temples. Now the call is not to close the gate but to heal it from both sides of the veil. Yes, we punctured the space-time fabric. Now we must become the thread that we reweaves it. Yeah, we're doing a really good job at that, aren't we? How many wars are on at the minute? I've lost count. The Phoenix, the resurrection of end of days. Anchor the presence and soul into what we once was raw extraction ritual. Balance what was too yang, forceful, with yin, receptive, integrative. Use ritual, coherence, resonance, and love to stitch what was spirit. Overview. In the 1970s, during a period of intense magical experimentation, Robert Anton Wilson, Raw, experienced what he interpreted as telepathic contact with an intelligence from the star Sirius. This happened while he was performing rituals inspired by Aleister Crowley. I recommend that book, by the way, Aleister Crowley book. Experimenting with Dr. Timothy Leary's 8-circuit model of consciousness, writing the Illuminatus trilogy, co-authored with Robert Shee, using psychedelics, practicing Crowleyan rituals, and receiving synchronicities daily. Oh, sorry. The ingredients of the contact. Aleister Crowley's Liber Al. Wilson was meditating on the book of the law and practicing Thelemic techniques. Leary's neuromodel. He used Leary's 8-circuit model to activate higher neurological functions, particularly circuits 5 to 8, neurosomatic, neuroelectric, metaprogramming, and non-local consciousness, sex magic, and tantra. Wilson had integrated these into his personal ritual system. I'd love to know what these type of rituals were that they were doing in these sexual ones. What's abracadam, abracaboom, you know. Shut up, Matt. Carry on. Psychedelics, especially ketamine, LSD, and cannabis. Right, I can say, just for finger purposes, I have tried 2 of those things. One of them gave me an out-of-body experience very, very many years ago, almost 20 years ago. In fact, over 20 years ago. And it wasn't LSD. Serious contact via circuit model, 8 neuroatomic circle. Well, you can see that anyway. You can see this. So, what he received, information about galactic evolution, the idea that Sirius is the central intelligence behind the esoteric stream of consciousness flowing through human civilizations, the notion that Earth is part of a cosmic initiation program with Sirius as one of the transmission centers, the possibility that the Illuminati, rather than being evil, were in some versions guardians of the knowledge. He called the intelligence the higher intelligence from Sirius, but later wavered on whether it was an alien being, his own right brain intelligence activated, or archetypal signal from the collective unconscious, a joke being played by the universe. Maybe it was a metaphor, maybe it was Sirius, maybe it was my own DNA talking. It's a beautiful picture there. So we've got like a cat alien here. And I'm guessing it's some sort of blonde. And these symbols, but yeah, no idea really what it's supposed to mean, but you know, it's a nice picture. And that's the end. That's the end, by the way. So let's crack that off. I do have another one that we could look at, which is Matthew Brown's God is Real one. I've got a full thing here, so what I'll do is I'll just show it. And this one is 31 slides. So I'm not going to do that in this video. I'm just going to leave it on that one for now. But probably do that one another time. Maybe tomorrow or something like that. But what do you think, guys? So I'm going to be honest with you. I struggle with this. I really struggle with it, like the ritual side of things and the spiritual side of things, the religious side of things, because I've ignored it for so long. Honestly, I was so ignorant. I was so ignorant. When I started my channel on TikTok, right, it went viral, and I was getting comments all the time. It's angels, it's demons. I did a lot of religious videos then, right, and then I got a lot of religious followers. And these religious followers have been messaging me, and to be honest with you, they're so nice. All types of religions, by the way. All these people reaching out to me, trying to give me information on where to look at the religion. So I started to look into it. Even my followers give me a Book of Enoch. I read the Book of Enoch. I didn't even know like the Anunnaki were mentioned in the Book of Enoch. That's how ignorant I was. So the Sumerian stuff, I love all that. I just struggle with religion. I think there's about 4,200 religions. I think there's lies being put in these books, but I think there is a God. And there is some truth to what's being thinking. And I think it's looking like they've opened up something and it's not good. And Area 51 might not just be holding military crafts, highly advanced crafts, or aliens. It could be a portal to another world, interdimensional beings, evil beings. And this is where these potential missing people could be going to and stuff like that. So yeah, please drop me a comment. Please watch the video. I hope you've watched the video. And if you like this, I know I struggled a little bit reading through it. But my tongue's dead dry or something tonight, so I was struggling a little bit. And don't make it easy, do when they put these stupid big words and just simplify it. He just put it in. Like, he got on his knees and said a few abracadabras. That would have been easier for me, that, instead of all these weird words to use. So yeah, I will go through the other one tomorrow, and I'll share that one. And it's just for you. And if you want the information yourself, just drop me a message and I'll send it out to you. 100%, you can have it. I've got it as a PDF here, so I don't actually know who did this. It was shared in the group that we have, the Signal group. We have like a UFO community group for the UK disclosure team, and this was put in there. So I thought, you know what, this is interesting. I'm going to do a video on it. I didn't read it. I just thought, right, I'm going to just do a video on it. So that's another reason why I probably struggled, because I was reading it for the first time as well. If I had a proofread it, I might have been able to read some of them letters and words a bit better and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Have we made a massive fuck up? And we've opened up a portal and we're trying to cover it up? And that's what Area 51's about? I think it could be, you know. I think it could be. Good night. God bless. Hope to see you again.